Hello, and welcome to Always in Escrow, where we celebrate those who are making an impact and inspiring others to do the same. Today, we're joined by Thereza Morris, the founder of Air Candy Balloon Designs in Boca Raton, Florida. A wife, mother of three, and passionate balloon artist, Thereza creates bespoke, breathtaking balloon designs that turn ordinary events into extraordinary celebrations with a personal touch. Thereza, welcome to our show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So, Serena, I'm thrilled to have Teresa on because not only is she the nicest human being on earth, I mean, beyond the nicest person I have met in my community, we are neighbors. But when you see these balloons, you will be like, how is that possible? I went to a house the other day, and for the Chinese New Year, Teresa put together these red decorative balloons, small, large, medium, and then added these Chinese symbols. I've never seen anything like it.
I could not believe the attention to detail. It really is just breathtaking, and I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, for sure. So balloons have come a long way from simple birthday decorations. How has the balloon in artistry evolved into high end, like an event staple?
I think it's really just people like to show others' personalities. You don't really want the same cookie cutter type of thing. So you kind of take what the client wants and you just make it unique.
And you do that. You really do.
It's a lot of input from the client, though. I just do it, but you listen to your client and you just produce. They're all really fun. They're all so different. So, being that they are so unique to people, you can do the same colors in something, but it will look totally different because the client's personality is totally different from the other one that you did.
Right.
Incredible. And what are some of the most luxurious or over the top balloon installations you've ever designed?
Well, one was the Chinese New Year. That was my first one, and I had a lot of fun with that. I mean, it was breathtaking. Another one was here for our winter Wonderland. It was a white setup and it had clear balloons with snowflakes. It was probably one of the biggest ones that I did. So much so that one of the residents here in Boca Bridges loved it so much that she asked me to recreate it in her home for her party. But being that she's Jewish, she said, "Can you incorporate blue?" So, like I said, I did the same exact thing, but I incorporated different colors. It was white, light blue, dark blue. So it looked totally different.
And let me just say, I know most of our audience can't see it because, obviously it's a podcast, but we do have our YouTube family. And you could see this was the one for the Chinese New Year on my phone. The
Yeah, we're looking at lanterns. We're looking at red, gold balloons. So many different shapes and sizes, and it's just I mean it's really unbelievable. So
I
detailed.
do a lot with backdrops as well. I started off with my children at first because I was hiring party planners. And I mean, that stuff just gets expensive. And I mean, even if you have it, sometimes you just don't want to spend it. So I kind of fell into it just by learning for my kids. And so sometimes I get custom backdrops made for my sons. I just did a dual basketball birthday party where my 1 year old, it was his what is it, the rookie year, and my 3 year old, it was his MVP year. I mean, it was insane, out of this world. I made a whole video about it, but I mean, I planned the whole entire party, from the crafts that they did, from the cake that I made, from the backdrops and the balloons. Like, it was crazy. But I mean, it's all really fun and, like I said, unique to that person. And being that I know the my kids so well, it's just like the personal touches to things. For some of the arrangements, I'll put actual florals into it. I did a ribbon cutting in Philadelphia that was really, really nice. It was a big setup. That was actually, now that I think about that, that one was probably my biggest setup. I did an acrylic logo on it for the ribbon cut in fresh flowers. There were like 5 colors in there, butterfly cutouts. It was really fun.
Extraordinary.
So, I'm curious, what is the trick to creating those massive balloon installations that seem to defy gravity? What is the go-to for the trick?
I mean, there's really no trick. You just, a lot of people think that it's helium, and there's no helium in it. It's just the regular air balloon. And then there's different techniques that people do use. I kind of taught myself on YouTube University and TikTok. But after I mastered that, I really didn't know the business aspect of it. So then I flew to Dallas, and there was actually a master class in balloons that actually taught you the whole business side. And then it kind of made you sharpen your skills as far as like the balloons. But I think something that I really took from her with the balloons was tying the necks together versus using like rubber bands that other people use. So I use very minimal materials where some people would purchase rubber bands. I don't need that because I tie all of my necks together. So you don't need anything but the balloons in your backdrops, and that's it.
It is not easy to tie balloons
Poor
because
Ted.
it is not a simple little trick. I
No,
mean, I've had my I've had my time blowing up balloons for different events, and
right.
it's time consuming. There's patience involved. How do you do it?
Yes, and I think that's a misconception. It's just balloons, but no, that's not the only aspect to balloons. You have to hours of blowing the balloons, tying the balloons, assembling the balloons. Like there's a lot of things. Some things you have to have storage. You don't understand. Some people might have an actual storefront, so they have their bills, their light, their water. Like you don't think we use water, but I do use water for balloons because a lot of times I do it for the bouquets, the birthday bouquets. They're just like little stacks, but you have to fill actual balloons up for it to have an anchor and them not moving all over the place. So there's a lot of things that balloons use that people don't think, and they're like, oh, it's just balloons. No, it's not. Come do my job, and then you come and tell me that.
I wonder how you transport them.
I actually transport them in my Cybertruck. For the most part, it's worked. If they're extra large, I do rent out a U-Haul, and that suffice.
I was gonna say because whenever I go like to Party City and bring those balloons and I'm
Yeah.
shooting them in the back,
No,
either
and then
more.
I also have an extended Escalade. So if you put all the seats down,
Oh,
everything slides right in there. The
that,
backdrops, all the balloons. Yeah.
Teresa, what's the most unexpected request you've ever received for a balloon installation?
Yes, the most unexpected was while I was in Dallas. The GM of the Dallas Mavericks wife had reached out to me, and she explained to me it was her husband's birthday and that she really wanted a balloon bouquet and not just balloons. And she's like, I'm thinking about doing something earthy tones because he loves earthy tones, but I'm not sure. So maybe we'll just do Dallas. And I said, no, you challenge me. I said, I like to do what people really like. And I said, sometimes when you work, everything is work, work, work. And I want it to be disassociated with work. So let's just do these earthy tones. Explained to her how I do custom colors, and custom colors is where you stuff another balloon color inside of another balloon color, so it's two balloons stuffed. Whereas, like if I wanted a deep mauve and they didn't have that color, I'll probably either stick the mauve like a black one in there or a darker red one so it'll make it a brighter. So you have all these custom colors, and I think that's what makes me really unique as well, because yes, I do have the standard colors, but if people are like, oh, well, it's not really giving me the color that I want. I'm like, well, I can create that color for you. I just have to stuff another balloon in there. So I'm going to give you what you want. So that was the most unexpected request, and I thought it was really cool. And I mean, they last a long time. I did it in December, and she still updates me to this day like, oh my gosh, they're still standing. So she'll take pictures, and I mean, there's some flaws in it still because like some balloons don't last that long. I do a little technique where they're little pearls and it looks like a little string of pearls or like little chains. Those don't last too long, but the bigger balloons last long. So even just the other day, she sent me a picture like, girl, they're still standing. So that was really exciting that she's still so happy, and they still to this day, all the way, it's March, and she's still looking at the balloons from December.
that just shows how your dedication to this is probably, showing that the balloons could be long lasting and not just that daily event. So balloons are whimsical, but this is a serious business. What's the most challenging part of running a high-end balloon design company?
I mean, just starting, it's really just getting clients. I feel like a lot of mine, though, I didn't realize mine was going to go so fast, but word of mouth pretty much for me was it. But I think just finding clients and your actual like not the price point, but I guess your target audience, because not everybody wants what you have to not to offer.
Well, we have a little, I guess, a little like project for you. You're meeting us for the first time. We're your clients. We are hosting an extravagant event. It's going to celebrate our podcast, which is intended to elevate and inspire people to live their best life through interviews with guests that are in real estate and in fashion and beauty and all these things. Do you have an idea for our event that we're throwing? What would you suggest for our Always in Escrow podcast event?
Well, I mean, I usually ask clients to give me some inspo, but I mean, your first word was elevate. So when I hear that, all I think of is like a ceiling of balloons. So if they would be on the ceiling for sure. I love ceiling balloons. Not many people get it, but when you said elevate, the first thing my mind said was balloons on that ceiling. And I mean the
Oh,
whole wall,
yes.
not just like, I mean, I wish I can show you because because it's so cool. But you know how they do the balloon walls that you stand and people usually take pictures? It's
For the picture.
basically
Yep.
that, but on the ceiling. So you would see like all this stuff coming down from the ceiling.
Wow.
Hmm.
I love it. Okay. Well, we are thrilled for you. Your business is amazing. I have seen it in person, and I can't tell the audience enough. If you're throwing a party, special occasion, or just want to decorate your home, definitely call Theresa.
Thank you.
How can our followers find you?
I'm on Instagram as Air Candy Balloon Design. And then I do have my phone number is 424-319-4606. And then I'm currently working on my website with a graphic designer. So I'm just waiting for her to do some final touches and then I'll have that. But right now I'm solely on Instagram.
Incredible. We are so thankful for your time, for your creativity. You really have elevated our show. We can't wait to throw a party with you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.